Howdy, fellas. Right Lane Cowboy with some more milepost music. Up here in North Dakota, playing around in the flipping snow. Good God, I can't stand this snow. It got bad a couple days ago, and actually I was down in Twin Cities. Woke up with 5 inches of snow on my hood, and I just said, you know what? Going back to bed. And I just went right back to bed. So, not going to deal with it. Can't stand it. Anyway, I got to thinking, I was doing a pre-trip earlier this morning, and I caught, yet again, faulty part on a brand new trailer. Now, I've hauled 3 brand new trailers, probably in the last 2 weeks. About the last 2 weeks, I've hauled 3 brand new trailers. Now, before my home time, I hauled a couple more, and I didn't catch it on there. But the 3 brand new trailers that I hauled, I caught this problem. And for you drivers out there, keep an eye out on these brand new trailers. On the back brake chambers, on the very back axle. It's the only place I'm finding them is on the very back axle of the brake of the trailer. The brake chamber has a push rod. It's an all thread, and it has a jam nut that jams up against the clevis that goes into that connects the brake chamber to the slack adjuster. That jam nut is backed off about a quarter inch or so. If it's backed off at all, one turn, then that all thread can sit there and turn every time you step on the brake. I'm not sure how it's connected to the diaphragm inside the brake chamber, but I do know, and a mechanic has told me, a couple of different mechanics have told me that all thread, if it's loose, if that jam nut's loose, it can back out of that clevis and fall slack. Now, if that happens, of course, you don't have any brakes. You're not pushing on a slack adjuster. Well, the chances of all 9 or all 10 brake chambers on the truck, failing like that are pretty slim. But if you lose one, that's a violation. If that jam nut's backed off, that's a violation for what do you call that? Faulty equipment. So keep an eye out for that, for all you drivers out there. Just kind of you glance underneath the back and see. You got to glance in the front of the front axle to see those. And if you see any space on that jam nut, it's just a little bitty jam nut. If you see any space on that, looks like it's backed off. Grab your Mexican tool set and grab it and give it a good tank, aka adjustable wrench, and give it a good cinch down and make sure it's tight. Because I can't imagine, losing brakes back there out there on the road and then having something disastrous happen. If it would, I don't know. Maybe it's not. Anyway, another thing I discovered on these Cascadias, ripped my thumb open, dadgummit, a couple days ago. Another thing I discovered is if you're going down the road and your lights on your trailer are flickering, and you have a good pigtail, you got a good connection on both ends of the pigtail, you have no faults going on your truck or whatever, get underneath your kick panel down here by your clutch. This doesn't have a clutch. It's a fun little automatic, you know what I mean? But anyway, down there behind the clutch on the side, on the far left side, grab that kick panel, take it off of there on the driver's side there, and go back there all the way to the very back to the bottom corner of the firewall. There's a nut, and that nut has a grounding wire connected to it. That grounding wire is the trailer grounding wire. Pull that off, cinch that nut down, and most likely your lights will stop flickering. These trucks are known for that daggum nut to back off and come loose, because the firewall is a double-walled I can't even think of the word I'm thinking of. Anyway, it's 2 aluminum pieces put together with spacing in between it all the way throughout this thing in the front. That's why you call it the firewall, is protection, so heat can't transfer in and start fires inside. According to the mechanic at a dealer, at a Freightliner dealer, told me that. Anyway, that firewall, when they cinch that nut down, it squeezes that firewall together. Well, you don't get a good solid, like a piece of steel. When you cinch it down, it has nowhere to go, so it stays tight. The clamping power remains. Now this, they don't get any clamping power. It just squeezes down, and it seems like it's tight, but it's not. So put a good old wrench, put a wrench on there, and just give that sucker a good squeeze and tighten that sucker down, and get that ground to cinch up tight so your lights will stop flickering. Don't go spend $120 on a pigtail. Those suckers cost $120. All y'all out there that aren't truck drivers, when you pass these trucks, look between the tractor and trailer. You'll see those 3 lines hanging. You got 2 air lines and a green pigtail. That green pigtail is just it's just 7 wires with 2 connections on the end of it. It's $120 at the truck stops. Probably more like $100 or something like that at the Freightliner dealers. But before you go spending all that cash on there, check that out. Anyway, I hope everybody is having a good time out there and staying the heck out of North Dakota and Minnesota. Yeah, Jesus, unreal up here. 5 inches of snow overnight. Come on, man, that's ridiculous. It's nature. I know. I can hear my wife saying, well, "What are you gonna do about it? It's nature." Yeah, it is. The only thing I can do about it is take a right and head south. Unless I'm going west, I'll take a left and head south. But those are the couple things that are on my mind today, and I thought I'd pass them on to y'all. Also, these new Cascadias, when you're coming head on to them, don't flash your bright lights at them. Those are low beams. They're horrible. They're horrible lights. It looks like they're flashing up, but they're not. If we hit our brights, it just blinds you. But we're not doing it on purpose. We're just driving a daggum truck that we've been dealt, Yeah, I've been up here on these snowy roads, and I've seen probably 25 accidents so far between yesterday and today. Just people just sliding off into the median and off to the side of the road in the snow. And once they're out there, they're stuck. And well, hell, you're up here in North Dakota on 94. There's nobody around for miles and miles. We're way up in the middle of friggin' nowhere. All y'all that live up here, like that guy out there, he's the first house I've seen in probably 10 miles. I can't even imagine living up here, But yeah, these people, I've seen a couple trucks upside down in the median. I've seen all kinds of little cars. Hell, I saw one yesterday. It's just spinning. Everybody's in the right lane doing, 30, 35 miles an hour because it's snowpacked. Everybody's slowed down, trying to keep it safe. Forward motion means you're going to get there, right? Haul ass and spin out into the snow means you're not going to get there. Well, this guy come barreling past us. Good night, man. He must have been doing 55, 60 miles an hour on packed ice. And when I say packed ice, it rained that night, it froze, then it snowed, and then they plowed it. So you got that much snow that they packed. It's been packed down from the drivers, then they plow it, and then they got ice underneath that. There's no, you're not gonna grip on that. I mean, and this guy's doing 50 miles an hour. He got out there, probably, I don't know, half a mile, quarter mile, probably about a quarter mile, because I can still see him in front of me, and he just started getting squirrely and just started spinning off into the median. What are you gonna do? He didn't flip or anything. He just spun off into the median. Thank God he wasn't going under a bridge and hit the bridge above me or anything like that. But or the pylon. Slow down, man. I don't understand why these people up here they just get out there and they get the hauling tail and they won't slow down. It's unreal. Let's just hope this stuff. We're in spring, right? We're supposed to be in spring. I don't know why. Looks like winter to me. Maybe they should put spring like daylight savings time in the time zones. Go across. They should make spring like time zones and Actually, it'd be top to bottom of the earth. I don't know. Crazy stuff I think about as I'm driving this big old truck down the road. Anyway, hope everybody's having a good time and keep it safe out there on the roads, and let's hope for a better future for this country. How about that? Truckers, look out for that stuff I talked about. Got any more questions about, trucks or anything like that, get down there in the comment section and let me know. I'll see what I can do to answer you. I'm going to get off of here and get down the road. So y'all have a good one. God bless. Later.